The Wild Robot. What an absolute amazing film. Spoilers ahead, if you have not seen this film, I do recommend going to watch this film in theaters. Straight off the bat, go watch it and come back. Let's get into this because we have an absolute gold film on our hands. Directed by Chris Sanders, the same man behind the masterpiece of How to Train Your Dragons. So you already know it's a banger. So starting off with the plot of the film starts off with a robot named Roz waking up on a mysterious island in the wildlife. Roz then immediately adapts to the surroundings, trying to learn how to fit in by learning the language of all the animals around. Now at first, the animals around Roz see her as a monster. She is kind of then left alone to adapt to this environment. After Roz eventually adapts the language into her system on how to communicate to these animals, she eventually then crashes into a geese's nest, killing the family of geese, all but one little egg. Now Roz then takes on this mother-like figure to this little gosling who she calls Brightbill, and we see that she has 3 tasks to complete for this little gosling. Teach it how to eat, teach it how to swim, and teach it how to fly for migration before he dies. Now, Roz being a programmed system doesn't really have anything to think for herself at this stage. So with the help of Think, who is a fox, Roz starts to build up her own personality, her own feeling, and learns outside of her system, I guess you could say. Now, months go on and we see that Roz has adapted more to the wildlife, becoming more mother-like to Brightbill, and eventually teaching Brightbill everything that's needed. Now we see Brightbill eventually flying off, migrating. Such a beautiful, emotional scene. I was tearing up already. One of many moments of this movie. And I love this whole entire moment of her teaching Brightbill how to fly, eventually migrating with the rest of the birds. This, I promise you, this is probably one of the most emotional scenes I've seen in a long time. Now, Roz having her task complete, she is ready to go back to the factory. So she gets a new transmitter and she transmits to the factory to come and pick her up from this island. But Think and the rest of the animals, now that they have accepted her, don't want her to go. She's having second thoughts herself though. But unfortunately, it is too late and the factory comes down to take Roz away. But just as Roz is about to get taken away, Brightbill returns from his migration after months pass and he needs to tell Roz something and Roz needs to tell Brightbill something. Now eventually Roz is like, I ain't going, I want to stay here. And the animals all bond together to eventually save Roz from, I guess you could say, the evil Rozes in a way? I don't know. But unfortunately, Roz gets captured and the memories are taken away. Now here I was like, no, this is going to be so sad. Roz doesn't remember anyone. It's going to be like, you know, this real heartbreaking thing. Brightbill then comes onto the ship, gives Roz a little hug and tells Roz he loves her. And I was bawling my eyes out like a little baby. You don't understand. Eventually they get off the ship. All the animals and Roz come together and they realize that this is her home. This is where she is meant to be. She is the wild robot. But she does know she needs to go back. Otherwise, they're going to keep trying to come and get her, keep harming the wildlife, and it's not going to be good for anyone. So the movie then ends with Roz getting taken away, going back to the factory with her memories so-called gone, what we think anyway, but she vows to come back to the wildlife, to all her friends. Brightbill then eventually runs into Roz while he's on, I guess, another migration and sees Roz. And here we get the hint that Roz still has her memories and Brightbill knows she is making a return home. And that is it. That is the end. We're definitely getting a sequel for this film. I know it. 100% I know it. So in terms of acting, it is all animated, so it is all voice, but these actors, they do a really good job. So we have Lupita Nyong'o, who plays Roz, the main character robot. I think she does a really cool job with this. She puts a lot of emotion into her voice at times as well, considering it is a robot. We have Pedro Pascal playing Fink, who's the fox, who is Roz's best friend in this film. We have Kit Connor, who plays Brightbill. Mark Hamill, who plays Thorn, who is the bear. We've got Bill Nye, who plays Longneck, and Catherine O'Hare, who plays Pinktail. And they all did an absolute wonderful job capturing their voice of their character. Now, pacing of this film, hands down, this is the best pacing I've seen in an animated film for a very long time. I didn't feel bored. I felt absolute in the moment at every step of the way. The visuals were absolutely stunning, so it just added to that pacing level of being able to kind of watch how beautiful every shot, every frame, it was magnificent. DreamWorks are definitely cooking up something here, and I was all for it. The pacing, hands down, absolutely amazing. I loved it. So all in all, is The Wild Robot worth seeing? Absolutely it is. I don't even know where to start. This is possibly DreamWorks' best film in a very long time. I mean, yes, we did get Puss in Boots: The Last Wish not too long ago. This possibly just better by a little bit. I know. This is such an emotional time in the cinema, such a stunning time. It's something truly different in a way, and even though it is based on a book, it does feel original, it feels new, it feels refreshing, and it's something I would love to see continue, possibly with a second and a third, because I know there is a second and a third book, so hopefully we do get that on the big screen, because I need Rose to return. I need her to reunite with Bright Bill and the rest of the wildlife. So for The Wild Robot, I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10, and it is getting the golden popcorn bucket. This is possibly one of the best films I have seen this year, and I do recommend every single person goes and watch this film, because it's truly an emotional, stunning visual film. I could rave on about this film for such a long time. I'm seeing it again tomorrow because I love it that much. Yeah, that's it. Go watch The Wild Robot. It's fantastic. That's all I've got for it. So that's going to be all for today. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review of The Wild Robot. If you guys like this, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a thing. Apart from that, be kind, love one another, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.